Have you ever thought about where our electricity comes from? It's actually pretty incredible. Every time you flip a switch, charge your phone, or turn on the TV, you're tapping into a vast and complex system that powers our modern lives. This system is so seamlessly integrated into our daily routines that we often take it for granted. But behind the scenes, there's a fascinating world of technology and human effort that makes it all possible. We have this thing called a power grid. It's like a giant network of power plants and wires. Imagine it as the circulatory system of our society, with power plants acting as the heart, pumping electricity through a vast network of transmission lines, much like arteries to every corner of the country. This grid is a marvel of engineering, designed to ensure that electricity flows smoothly and efficiently from its source to where it's needed most. This grid delivers electricity to our homes, schools, and businesses. Whether you're in a bustling city or a quiet rural area, the power grid is there, working tirelessly to keep the lights on and the wheels of industry turning. It's an essential part of our infrastructure, supporting everything from the smallest household appliances to the largest industrial machines. Without it, we wouldn't have lights, appliances, or even our favorite TV shows. Imagine a world without the convenience of modern technology. No refrigerators to keep our food fresh, no air conditioning to keep us cool in the summer, and no internet to connect us to the world. The power grid makes all of this possible, providing the energy that fuels our daily lives. The power grid is managed by really smart people called utility companies. These companies employ thousands of skilled workers, from engineers who design and maintain the infrastructure to operators who monitor the flow of electricity in real time. Their job is to ensure that the grid operates smoothly and reliably, 24/7. They work hard to make sure there's enough electricity for everyone. This involves constant monitoring and maintenance, as well as planning for future demand. They have to be prepared for everything from routine maintenance to unexpected outages caused by storms or other natural disasters. It's a challenging job, but one that's crucial for keeping our society running smoothly. But here's the thing, the grid is changing. As our world evolves, so too must our power grid. New technologies and changing energy needs are driving a transformation in how we generate, distribute, and consume electricity. This evolution is necessary to meet the demands of a modern, sustainable society. Why? Because more and more people are buying electric cars. These vehicles represent a significant shift in how we think about transportation and energy use. Unlike traditional cars that run on gasoline, electric vehicles, EVs, rely on electricity to power their engines. This means they need to be plugged in to charge, adding a new layer of demand to our power grid. These cars need to be plugged in to charge, and that takes a lot of electricity. As the number of electric vehicles on the road continues to grow, so too does the demand for charging infrastructure. This presents both a challenge and an opportunity for our power grid. On one hand, we need to ensure that there's enough capacity to meet this new demand. On the other hand, it opens up possibilities for integrating renewable energy sources and smart grid technologies. So, our amazing power grid needs to adapt and become even stronger. This means investing in new technologies and infrastructure to support the growing demand for electricity. It also means finding ways to make the grid more resilient and efficient, capable of handling everything from peak demand periods to unexpected disruptions. It's a challenge, but one that we can definitely handle. With the right investments and innovations, we can build a power grid that's not only capable of meeting today's needs, but also adaptable to the demands of the future. This will require collaboration between utility companies, government agencies, and the public to ensure that we have the resources and support needed to make these changes. We just need to work together to make it happen. By coming together as a community, we can support the development of a more sustainable and reliable power grid. This means advocating for policies that promote renewable energy, supporting local initiatives to upgrade infrastructure, and being mindful of our own energy consumption. Together, we can ensure that our power grid remains a cornerstone of our modern society, powering our lives for generations to come. Electric cars are zooming into our lives. They're cool, they're quiet, and they're good for the planet. More people are choosing electric cars every day. That's fantastic news for the environment, but it also means we need more electricity to power them up. Think about it. If everyone had an electric car, our power grid would need a serious boost. It's like plugging a whole bunch of new appliances into your house at once. You might need to upgrade your wiring, right? Well, that's kind of what's happening with the power grid right now. The big question is, can our current power grid handle all these electric cars? With the rise in electric vehicle adoption, this question becomes more pressing every day. As more people make the switch from gasoline to electric, the demand on our power grid is increasing exponentially. The answer is yes and no. While the grid is currently managing, the future presents a more complex scenario. It's a balancing act between current capabilities and future demands. Right now, the grid is doing okay. It's designed to handle the existing load, including the electric cars on the road today. However, this is just the beginning. It can handle the number of electric cars we have today. But what happens when the number of electric vehicles doubles or even triples in the next few years? But as more people switch to electric, things will get trickier. The grid will face unprecedented challenges as it tries to keep up with the growing demand. Imagine everyone coming home from work and plugging in their electric cars at the same time. This simultaneous demand can create a significant strain on the grid. That's a huge surge in electricity demand. During peak hours, the grid will need to supply a massive amount of power to meet this demand. The grid needs to be ready for these peak times. Upgrades and enhancements are essential to ensure that the infrastructure can handle these surges without faltering. We need to make sure it's strong enough to avoid blackouts or power outages. This means investing in new technologies, improving existing systems, and planning for a future where electric cars are the norm rather than the exception. The transition to electric vehicles is inevitable, but it must be supported by a robust and resilient power grid. So how do we get the grid ready for all these electric cars? With the rise of electric vehicles, our demand for electricity is set to skyrocket. This isn't just a minor adjustment, it's a major shift in how we consume energy. It takes planning, my friends, lots of planning. Engineers and utility companies are coming together to brainstorm and devise strategies. They are meticulously mapping out every detail to ensure a seamless transition. Utility companies are working hard to figure out how much electricity we'll need in the future. They are using advanced modeling techniques and simulations to predict future energy consumption patterns. This involves analyzing data, considering various scenarios, and preparing for different outcomes. It's like trying to predict how many snacks we'll eat during a movie marathon. Not always easy. Just as our snack cravings can be unpredictable, so can our energy needs. But with careful planning, we can make educated guesses. They're also investing in new technologies and upgrading old equipment. This means installing state-of-the-art transformers, smart meters, and other advanced tools that can handle the increased load. This will help the grid become more efficient and reliable. Modernizing the infrastructure ensures that we can distribute electricity more effectively, reducing losses and improving overall performance. Think of it like giving the grid a superpower upgrade. With these enhancements, the grid will be more resilient, capable of handling surges, and better equipped to integrate renewable energy sources. It's a big job, but it's essential to ensure we have enough electricity for everyone. As our cities grow and our reliance on electronic devices increases, having a robust and reliable grid becomes even more critical. This transformation is not just about meeting today's needs, but also about future-proofing our energy systems for generations to come. The power of the sun and wind. Here's where things get really exciting. We can use renewable energy sources like solar and wind power to make the grid even stronger. Imagine harnessing the power of the sun and wind to charge our electric cars. How cool is that? These clean energy sources can help reduce our reliance on fossil fuels. That's a win-win for the environment and for a cleaner energy future. Plus, using renewable energy can help make electricity more affordable for everyone. Batteries, batteries, batteries. Batteries are like the superheroes of the clean energy world. They allow us to store energy from renewable sources like solar and wind power. That way, we can use it even when the sun isn't shining or the wind isn't blowing. Think of it like having a giant backup battery for your house. These batteries will play a crucial role in making the grid more resilient and reliable, especially as we add more electric cars to the mix. It's like giving the grid a superpower energy drink. Electric cars more than just a ride. Here's a fun fact. Electric cars aren't just about driving, they can also help power our homes. It's like having a giant battery on wheels. This amazing technology is called vehicle to grid, or V2G for short. Imagine this. You come home from work, Plug in your electric car, and it starts sending electricity back to the grid. It's like your car becomes a mini power plant, helping to keep the lights on for everyone. How cool is that? V2G, a two-way street for energy. V2G technology is like a two-way street for electricity. It allows energy to flow both ways between your car and the grid. This is a game changer because it turns electric cars into valuable assets for the entire energy system. During times of high electricity demand, your car can send stored energy back to the grid, helping to prevent blackouts. It's like your car becomes a superhero, coming to the rescue when the grid needs it most. Cashing in on your electric car. Here's the best part. With V2G technology, you might even get paid for the energy your car sends back to the grid. It's like your car becomes a money-making machine while it's parked in your garage. Imagine earning rewards or discounts on your electricity bill just by owning an electric car. That's the power of V2G. It's a win-win for electric car owners and the entire energy system. Lower bills for everyone? Some experts believe that all these advancements in technology and renewable energy could lead to lower electricity bills for everyone, not just electric car owners. That's right, lower bills for everyone. By using energy more efficiently, storing it with batteries, and harnessing the power of renewable sources, we can create a more sustainable and affordable energy future for all. A bright future, powered by innovation. The future of our power grid is exciting. With electric cars, renewable energy, and innovative technologies like V2G, we're on the path to a cleaner, more sustainable, and more affordable energy future for everyone. It's a team effort, though. We can all do our part by embracing these new technologies and supporting policies that promote clean energy. Together, we can create a brighter future, powered by innovation.